Microsoft has more games slated for PS5 this year than Sony so far. Chris Compendio over at GameSpot. We're going to combine two of them today here, Michael, on this one here. Microsoft's cross-platform release strategy puts the company in a unique position this year. As it currently stands, there are more Xbox first-party games than Sony titles confirmed for PlayStation release in 2025. The February 2025 State of Play livestream on Wednesday contained announcements for several games, but the presentation showcased very few first-party PlayStation games, instead highlighting many third-party titles like Monster Hunter Wilds and Borderlands 4. The only notable Sony-published PS5 titles were Days Gone re-release, Lost Souls Aside, and Housemarque's Saros, which isn't scheduled until 2026. For those keeping track, and as pointed out by Eurogamer, Sony's PS5 games confirmed for 2025 are Days Gone Remastered, Lost Souls Aside, MLB The Show 25, which is also on Xbox, by the way, and Nintendo Switch, Ghost of Yōtei, and Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Release windows for Wolverine, Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, and Marathon from Bungie have yet to be confirmed. Then let's get into this other one here. Sony reconfirms Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yōtei for fiscal year 2025 release on PS5. Michael Harridan's over at PSU. Sony Interactive Entertainment has confirmed during its latest earnings call overnight that Death Stranding 2 on the Beach and Ghost of Yōtei are both due out on PS5 during fiscal year 2025. On the subject of Ghost of Yōtei, both former Sony Interactive Entertainment indie boss Shuhei Yoshida and PlayStation executive Herman Hulst as their most anticipated games of 2025. The game is currently in development over at Sucker Punch. And then, of course, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, coming from Kojima Productions, is also slated for 2025, which goes into March 9th. Apparently, there's a whole showcase for Death Stranding 2 where Kojima's hosting. So, Michael, PlayStation a little weak as we came off of the State of Play. Here's where I'm going, and this is now where I'm looking at. State of Play, smaller showcase. Don't get your hype up, right? When we see Death Stranding 2, when we see the likes of Ghost of Yōtei, that's a PlayStation showcase. I think we need to now move forward and go, okay, State of Play, look for smaller announcements. Things were like, cool, that might just carry us over. Where we need a full showcase now, where we're going to get into the big heavy hitters, because, dude, that showcase was pretty weak until we got to Housemarque, until we got to like the later half, or the very back end, where it started to kind of light things up, but it just went and it was over so fast. The future of PlayStation is interesting when we see more and more Xbox first titles there for 2025 than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one side, right? The future of PlayStation is fine because you're still getting all these Xbox titles, right, that are going to carry you, right? And yeah, it's so weird, right? Okay, you've reconfirmed. All right, Death Stranding, I'll give you a pass. As you said, Kojima's doing his whole special showcase March 9th. All right, I understand why that wasn't at the State of Play. Sure. Ghost of Yōtei, you can't confirm it 2 days later when you didn't show it at all, right? I think that of the games, by the way, that we don't have release windows with, again, aside from Death Stranding, I don't think we're going to get Wolverine this year, Drew. I hate to say it. I don't think if you couldn't even show anything at the State of Play, even like a small trailer, right? Like even for Borderlands 4, they showed a trailer and they're like, hey, we got another showcase coming up. Do that. Do that for Intergalactic. Do that for Marathon. The fact that none of those 4 games could be shown at the State of Play has me very, very concerned. They've only confirmed Ghost of Yōtei, by the way. I don't think we're getting those other 3 games, Drew. It really feels like at this point, Sony has... This year, they're just taking the year off. Whether this is intentional because of GTA or whether it just kind of... Everything fell in place where the games they had hyped up just didn't work for whatever reason. You can't have a State of Play, as you said, and not hit these big games, right? Maybe we're going to get a showcase. Look, you could have given us something. Like, hey, here's the Ghost... Show the same Ghost of Yōtei trailer and say, we're going to have more information in May or in April or in June. Give us something. Because, that State of Play was bad, and all you could tell us is in a later earnings call, don't worry, guys, the games you want are coming. Yeah. I'm very, very worried, Drew, but it doesn't matter because they're going to get all the big Xbox title. Can't wait for the Avowed announcement coming to PlayStation. I'm sure it's around the corner at this point.
So here's what I expect. I think we get a PlayStation showcase this year where we get featured of Death Stranding 2. We get to see Ghost of Yōtei, what we're going to get into, because we need to see a lot more of that. And then we're going to see Wolverine 2026. Intergalactic just a showpiece, no date. Marathon, I don't even know if we'll see that.
Cancel. Yeah, well, that's what we'll hear first. I have no faith in that game. I'm sorry.
And then where's Fair Games? Dude, I keep talking about it. This is their other live service experience we're supposed to get. Where is that game? We've seen absolutely nothing since the announcement. So, like, we need a showcase to show us what we can look forward to from first-party studios. That's what we really need, because what we're into right now isn't helping us whatsoever. And it's making me a little nervous. Why do I want a PlayStation right now? Granted, they're kind of leading the charge. But at the same time, where is all the games?